right. Final segment. What do we got? We've been waiting for this all week. I've been waiting for this all week. Will you deliver? Will I deliver? Will the gods deliver? I mean, the segment hasn't happened yet. We got to actually come through it all. So without further ado, you know what segment this is, my friends. On the Nose, where I answer your questions that you've left on my page, arielhelwani.substack.com. Last I checked, there's like 90 or so of them. I haven't looked at a single one, and I need to figure out a way how to get to all of these. I don't know if we'll get to all of them now. I'll do we're going a little longer today because we missed the show on Monday. And so, I'm trying my best. I'll try my best to get to all of them. I think I know what you want. I think I got what you need. And so without further ado, Frankie, hit my music.
It's time for a good old-fashioned Q&A, MMA fans. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment has arrived to hear from the man himself, Ariel Helwani. Live from the Vox Studios in beautiful New York City, it's On the Nose. And now, to answer your questions, get out of your seats and on your feet because here he is, Ariel Helwani.
It has a nightclub feel to it. Thank you very much to Mike Heck, who made that for us. It has a late night feel to it. I wonder if I ever had that in a club playing for me, if more than 25 people would show up. It's a dream. It would be a great thing. It's great to be here with all of you. All right, I'm refreshing the page, and I learned last time we made the mistake that we were going with the new ones first. Not fair. So let us go in chronological order. All right, here we go, my good man. Louis Gilmore up first. 9 hours ago, he posted this, and this is amazing. And perhaps you guys have learned from me saying that I wanted to, I wanted to get some quicker questions so that we can get to more questions, but I also wanted to get a few things off the old chest. Here's the question. Hot tag, anything to get off your chest before we start this song and dance? That's amazing. Nose says, although he misspelled nose. And then El Cubano comes in and says, hot tag. And then Louis comes back and says, early on, the hot tag, so feel free to interrupt commentary, tear up the announce table first. And so I'm happy that you hit me with the hot tag. Last week, I had to stand here in the corner with the string. I had to beg. I had to plead for someone, and I didn't even get the hot tag. Like, I got a half tag, but I faked it, and I jumped in. Now I'm getting the hot tag. And so once again, it is time for everyone's favorite segment of the week, the time that I respond to the bullies, to Tweedledee and Tweedledum, the time that I respond to the two guys who, for whatever reason, are too afraid to say my name. Come on, guys. Like Destiny's Child once said, say my name, say my name. Let's go. It's Ariel Helwani. I'm not afraid of saying your names, Brendan Schaub, Bryan Callen. I thought we were done after last week. I thought we were finished. And then I get a bunch of people who say to me, oh, did you hear their response? What's going on? Did my camera die? Are we still on? I got a bunch of people who reached out to me and said, did you hear their response? Did you hear what they had to say? We're still on, right, guys?
We are, yes.
Okay. Did you hear what they had to say? And I said, no, I didn't hear what they had to say. No, I did not hear what they had to say. And then finally I went and heard it, and I never heard my name. I never heard them actually say Ariel Helwani, but it was very clear that they were talking about me. I saw two guys who were drinking at whatever point of the day it was, morning, night, afternoon. I saw two guys who needed to muster up the liquid courage to talk about me, but not even really talk about me. What was up with that? You guys had to drink in order to respond to little old me, puny little old me, the soy boy. And by the way, I'm an oat milk guy. Call me oat boy. Or you could call me goat boy, whatever you want. Soy, not a big fan, but whatever the hell that insult means, I'll wear it proudly. What, does Does this pink shirt make you guys uncomfortable? The fuck are you talking about with these stupid insults? And so you sit there and you don't even have the balls. You don't even have the guts to say my name. Cowards. You have to drink. You have to respond to me at the beginning of your show. Never put anything in your title. Entitle it Journalist Beef, right? To get more views. Who's trying to profit off who now? Who starts their show with this? Who ends their show with this? You say that, hey, I need 17 guests to come on my show. You guys could just sit in front of the camera and talk, and people want to hear what you have to say. You need the big dogs to come on to get you over. And then you invite me to come on your show. Who needs who? I would never invite you bozos on my show. The only reason I had you guys on my show was because my good friend was doing PR for you guys way back in the day and asked me as a favor to have you guys on. I remember when I asked Brendan Schaub to come on my show many moons ago, and he said he has his own podcast. He doesn't need to go on other people's podcasts. And I said, cool. Best of luck, bro. And now you're inviting me, the guy who needs guests to get over, to come on the show that doesn't need guests? How does that all make sense? Can't say my name, taking shots. And this is the big difference between you guys and myself, and why it would be great if this ended. The big difference is you guys, and especially you, Brendan, you will continue to lie. You will play by a different set of rules. I will never lie. There are no skeletons in this closet. I will never lie to you guys. I will never make stuff up. I will never come out here and just pretend that I know things. I will never bend the truth. You will. So we're playing by a different set of rules. So you'll continue to come on there and say, I got fired by ESPN. Got fired. Like, that's such a funny joke. Again, I'll tell you, call them up right now. Do you want my boss's name? Call them up. I'll even freaking fax you, email you, scan, text you the offer that they sent me. No one got fired. By the way, didn't you have a cup of coffee doing SportsCenter stuff with ESPN back in the day? I saw you in Bristol. I saw you with your little suit. What happened to that? What happened to that cup of coffee? Who actually got let go from ESPN back in the day? If we want to go to, didn't you have a cup of coffee with UFC Tonight and Fox back in the day? I think they thought that you were maybe one of the best brains for the arts. What happened to that? And so he'll continue to bend the truth. He'll continue to say that I was fired by ESPN, even though I wasn't. I'm doing way better now, way happier, financially, all these things. Continue to say that. We'll come up with the asinine excuse that, or story, I don't even know what it was, that I'm banned from the city of Las Vegas. What the F does that mean? I mean, it's like at this point, what am I doing here? I almost feel bad. It feels so one-sided at this point. I legit feel bad for you guys. This is the best you got? This is your best shot? Coming up that I'm banned from the city of Las Vegas, that I can't go to your rinky-dink comedy show with the other 25 people in attendance that you claim was sold out, yet on every website, 50% off, Groupon this, discount code that? What are you talking about, banned from Las Vegas? Were you trying to say banned from the UFC, even though that's not true either? Or did you actually really believe that I was banned from Las Vegas? Because if you did, I was there in August for SummerSlam. I just did a deal with another sports book. I don't know what the F you are talking about. You think these guys want to be in business with me? If I'm like, why am I even paying attention to this? Why am I even answering this? I don't know. And people now keep saying, have mercy, don't punch down, don't do this. Listen, again, I will repeat, this all could have ended if you just would have apologized like you said you were going to on your show, because you didn't talk about me being a bad journalist or a bad host or a bad interviewer. You were talking about my character, and that means a lot. You were talking about my integrity, and that means a lot. My jobs, my well-being, my livelihood. You were talking about my family. And that's where things get a little dicey for me. And so I would say, as far as a response is concerned, I was like trying to rate it. I was trying to rate the response. Best I could come up with, 1.7 out of 10. That was the best I could come up with. 1.7 at best, maybe 1.6, 1.7. You know that number, right? You've heard of that number, the 1.7, lowest rated comedy show in the history of IMDb. At least that's what I'm told. At least that's what the people are saying. Weak, phony, and then you got Bryan sitting there like, hey, you're causing trouble. You don't want this, I don't want that. Bryan Callen is so afraid of me at this point. He doesn't want me to open up that closet and release everything that's in there. Well, call me up, beg me to stop this, do all this nonsense, text me, call me 2 minutes later, and then go on the show and not deliver what he said he was going to deliver, which was to clear the air and to end this once and for all. You're not fooling anyone. And the amazing thing about all of this is the amount of people that have reached out to me to talk about you guys. Holy shit. I could not believe the amount of people on a daily basis to talk to me about you guys. Man, you guys have pissed off a lot of people over the last 5 years. People that you wouldn't even believe that are coming out of the woodwork to reach out to me. People I've never met, people I haven't talked to tell me, let me tell you about the time this happened and that happened and this time. Now, I have a line. I don't think you guys have a line, but I have a line, all right? I'm not going to make this personal, but rest assured, there are people begging me to make this personal. End this now. End this now. There are people begging me to make this personal. You're going to go back on your show and drink like a bunch of drunken slobs and talk shit about me. It's not happening anymore. You're going to go out there and say that I don't have the balls to say this to your face. Did you forget at my puniest that I stood in front of some of the scariest mofos on this planet? Rampage Jackson? Did you forget that I stood in front of Nick Diaz when he wanted to kill me? Rampage when he wanted to smack my head off? Did you forget Mayhem Miller face to face? And I didn't, I'm not a fighter. I'm not here to fight. I quoted Hit 'Em Up, which is one of the greatest songs of all time by Tupac. I'm not trying to fight you guys. That's probably the only thing you can do better than me is fight. And you didn't do a great job of that as well. But hey, respect. You stepped in there. I never did. But the lowest common denominator is always, oh yeah, you can't, you're not man enough to fight. Oh, you want to go toe to toe? You won't say this to my face. I double dare you today, Junior. Speak. I never asked to fight you guys. I just said make it right. I said stop talking shit about me, and you won't, and you keep it up. And now you have nothing else to say, and so now you're going to challenge me to a fight. And so you're going to say, hey, you won't have the balls to say this to our face. You don't have the balls to say. And then you got the other dudes coming out like Josh Thomson and all these dudes, John McCarthy, all these guys. Look at the difference between those guys and the guys like Dom Cruz, like Michael Bisping, like DC, like Chael. The guys who are confident and comfortable in their skin and in their place in the sport and in their place in the history of the sport. They don't have to go out there and talk shit about journalists, talk shit about media, putting them down, making them feel like they're less adequate. The people who have put in the time as well, they don't have to do that. These guys try to come out of the woodwork to defend their Lord and Saviors, whether it's Rogan or Schaub, and then they come out and make it all about themselves. When did my credentials have anything to do with any of this? When did have I ever called myself an analyst? Have you ever seen me standing in front of this screen with a little pen and a little screen breaking down fights? No, I've never done it. I'm not that guy. I've never been that guy. But if you want to know what my credentials are, and if you want to know if I'm allowed or worthy enough to sit here and talk about this and interview the baddest men and women on the planet, I have a piece of paper at my home in Montreal from one of the greatest broadcasting schools in the world, Syracuse University, the SI Newhouse School of Public Communications, that allows me to do this for a living, to talk into this. And so if we want to talk about credentials, we want to talk about who should be there and who shouldn't, what are your credentials? What allows you to talk in front of this microphone? By the way, John McCarthy, when you left the sport, and all due respect to you, you send me nice text messages all the time, but then you go on and talk shit about me on your show. Who called you out when you left the sport to do broadcasting for the Fight Network, to be the John Madden of MMA? Who said that you didn't deserve to speak in front of a microphone, to speak on camera? Where were your credentials? You're not a broadcaster. You've never done this. No one did, because they respected you, because you put in the work and you're a legend and an OG of the game. Same with Josh Thomson. What are your credentials to speak in? Because you walk the walk? No. We're talking about credentials here. I have a degree in journalism. I have a degree in broadcasting. What do you guys have? I'm not trying to fight. I'm not trying to go. You're coming into my world. I'm allowed to talk into this because I have a degree that says I'm allowed. So stop trying to question me. Stop trying to take shots at my credibility. I've been doing this for 15 years. I was going to your fights when a lot of other people weren't. Stop trying to make this about yourself. This isn't about you guys. This was about one hater, one jealous, insecure, fake phony who kept coming out and talking about me time and again for the past 5 years, talking about my career, my livelihood, who spread lies about 199, who spread lies about me being a good teammate, a bad teammate, when we all know it came from one source, and I cleared it up with him. It would be nice if he came out and rectified that, but that's on him. Who came out and said that the only reason I did the Jake Paul stuff was because he turned it down, who came out and said that I was fired from ESPN. Do you understand why this pisses me off? Do you understand why the sight of you two bozos pisses me off? Because you keep coming out there and you think that you're getting over on me. You think you're more successful than me. You say that I'm back at square one, working for an incredible company. Trust me, I have been around the block. I have worked for a bunch of people. Do we want to go through the list now of how many people I'm working with? Partners, people who are supporting me. Who's partnering with you guys? Who are you working with? I remember you on Fox. Not anymore. How's that going? How's the ESPN stuff going? How's the Showtime stuff going? How's all that going? If I'm so bad to work with, why did Vox want me back? Why did they want me back if I was so bad to work with? And all these other people. You sound like clowns. You sound like bozos. This can all end very quickly. And so let's go back to the thing, because you got a bunch of people, again, people trying to make it about themselves. You got all the hanger-oners. You got this washed up, old Mufasa looking like character in my comments all day, all night, trying to get a piece of the pie, trying to get the rub, trying to get put over by Helwani. And so let me answer you guys very clearly, because I've been waiting to, give you the response that you oh so desire, that you oh so crave from me, because you're looking for little old me, little skinny ass, soft soy boy me to come on your show and to put you over. And so my answer is yes. I'd be happy to come on your show. Pick the time, pick the place, bring all your friends, bring all your joke writers, because I know you don't come up with your own crappy material yourself. Bring all those guys, and I'll come by myself. I'd be happy to come on. You know what? I want the show to sound as good as possible, and I want the show to look as good as possible. I want the lighting to be just right. I want to be comfortable. So I'll tell you what. You want me to come on your show? I'll come on. Pick the day, pick the time. No problem, Chico. Anytime. But I'm going to do it from this seat, right here, where I'm comfortable, in front of this beautiful microphone that I've been given by the great people at Vox Media. And you'll come on here, and I think you guys could do live, even though you don't for whatever reason. We're live, baby. This is a shoot, all right? And we'll talk. And you can simulcast it. You can do whatever you want with it. But I'll talk here too. And I'll have people who can watch it live on our channel, or they can watch it live on your channel that you guys own, that you're so proud of. Go ahead. You can do that. So tell me, anytime you want. Do you want to do that? I'll happily do that. I'll say everything that I've said to your face and then some via a screen. Oh, wait, screen not enough? You said you'd come to New York, right? Anytime. Let me know. Again, it'll be the guys in the back over here, but you both can come. Anytime. Again, I think you have me confused with a coward, with a phony. I have stood in front of some of the baddest guys on the planet, and some of them have made me nervous. But I never back down. I never flinch. If that's not good enough for you, how about this? Why don't I just call you right now? I'm sure you're watching. You don't think I have the balls to say any of this to your face? You think I'm actually afraid of you guys? What are you going to do? Beat me up? What are you going to do? Slap me? That's what you're going to resort to? Fathers, professionals, broadcasters? What are you going to do? You don't think I have the balls? Here we go. Here's balls. Who's going to pick up now? It's from my phone. Didn't tell the guys in the back about this. You don't think I have the balls to say any of this to you?
Your call has...
You don't think I have the balls to say this to you guys? Let's try Callen. He wants to make peace. Let's call him right now. How about that? He texted me. Here we go. Let's see if he picks up. Nothing? What happened, guys? Oh, am I catching you off guard? The same way you talk shit about me over and over and over and over and over again? Is that catching you off guard? What is that? Come on, dog. You think I'm afraid of you guys? Call me back. I'll be here all day. We'll hash it out because you want to make things public, right? You want to make things public. You want to talk about my livelihood publicly. You want to talk about my situation, about the people that I work with. Look at all the people standing up for me now. Look at all the fighters who have my back. Look at all the people liking those posts. Who has your back? Who's looking out for you? Who's defending you guys? Let me know. And so fine, you don't want to talk? Fine. We'll do it on the show here. We'll do it in person, or we could just drop all of this once and for all. And you give me what I want. I want you to go out there on your show and said that you lied about me constantly, over and over again, for whatever stupid reason, because you're jealous. I don't know what it is. Never had an issue, and I always kept my mouth shut. High Road Helwani. High Road Helwani. No more. Say that I'm a soy boy, that I'm a this, that I'm a that. I remember you crying on air. That's why I'm a soy boy? Because I cried once? Because someone said that they were going to end my career, put a bullet in my head? Why were you crying on air again? I think it was about your friend, right? What happened then? I forgot about that story. What happened then? Someone can remind me what happened then. I can't remember. An amazing ability to fail up. From Rogan to everyone in between. That's what you should be proud of, that you've worked for all these people and none of them are beside you now. Again, I'll tag you. I'll come and say right to your face, I'll talk about you. I am not afraid. In fact, I was able to unearth a clip from back in the day of you actually, for some bizarre reason, saying that I make you nervous. Who would have thought? I've never claimed to be a fighter. I've never claimed to be a person who wants to go in there. I've only shown the utmost respect to everyone. And I never even hated on you guys. You guys did a great thing. You were given something that was really special on a silver platter. But what you have done over the last few years is kick everyone while they were down, talk shit about people, lie about people, make people miserable. I'm in Montreal visiting my family and I have to listen to you sitting on your stupid little chair talking shit about me, about my career, about people not wanting to, like all this nonsense. If you can't get it through your thick head with your hairstyle that seems to change every single freaking day, with your nice little clothes and your cool little hat and your facial and all this stuff, because you're so damn insecure. If you can't get it through that head of yours, that this would bother me, that this would offend me, that this would piss me off, that enough was enough, I don't know what to say. And so I can't wait for you guys to go back on your show with your stupid little bits and not say my name once again and drink and stutter and make a fool of yourselves and pretend, Bryan, like you want all this to end, like you want to be peaceful, like you want to be positive and talk about how you're a successful comedian. And meanwhile, post a picture of you in front of 25 guys at some club in Las Vegas that no one's heard of. Meanwhile, Michael Bisping, in an amazing twist of fate, is posting a picture in front of 10,000 people all over England. I mean, the jokes write themselves. Josh Thomson, God bless. I know you want me to, to make you famous. I know you want me to talk back to you and all this stuff. Just do me a favor. When we go back and forth on Twitter, come up with your own material, Bubba. Come up with your own material. Stop stealing people's tweets. Stop stealing their ideas. Stop making this about you. It was never about you. It was never about Big John and your little podcast that you guys keep talking about is the greatest in the world. Based on what metric? I have a YouTube channel that I haven't touched in a decade. I have more subscribers than you on that thing. Get out of here. And now I'm talking to people that are just, for me, journalists, sports outside of the MMA world, and I still have more subscribers than you. Enough was enough. I'm done with this. And so I'll tell you one last time, as clearly as can be, F Brendan Schaub, F Bryan Callen, F the fighter and the kid, F below the belt, F the Food Truck Diaries and their whole mother effing crew. And if you want to be down with them, Mufasa, looking like that dude in the back of the bodega, the 99 cents erotic novels. Look, I mean, what the hell is going on with that guy? Shrimp, dude with the websites in the back. If you want to be down with them, then F you too. I'm not afraid of any of you guys, okay? Leave me alone once and for all. I'm not here to fight you. I come in peace. But I'm not going to let you guys try to bully and intimidate me or anyone else. And this goes out to anyone out there who feels like they are being bullied, intimidated, crapped on, shit on, kicked while they're down by anyone out there who's bigger and tougher and who weighs more and puts more, stuff in their body and pumps more iron than you. F that. Stick up for yourself, puff your chest out, and speak your damn truth. Enough of these guys. I'm done with them. And so you want to do the simulcast? Great. You want to come in here? Great. You want to call me back right now? Great. If not, stop talking about me. Stop doing the little dance where you're not talking about me. Stop doing all of that nonsense. End it right here and now. Don't bring me up again. And if you do, I'll be back here on Monday to eviscerate you again. And I'll keep this going. You don't know Petty Helwani. I will keep it going until the end of my days. I will keep this going over and over, and I'll keep opening that closet a little more and a little more and a little more and a little more. All right? Final warning. Come at the king. Best not miss. Stay in your damn lane. Talk about the weather. I'm done. All right, next question. I think we got a few more questions. I went along there. Rapid fire, shall we? Helwani, a couple of unfortunate and ultimately negative incidents recently with BKFC. Where do you see this promotion 5 years from now? Listen, I've never been a huge fan. Not so much because of the action, but because of the kind of fighters that they use. Guys who are older, who have damage. Melvin, we saw a death recently. It makes me uncomfortable. And so, wish them the best, but I wish that they would have younger fighters. The younger fighters are going to go to boxing. The younger fighters are going to go to MMA. I get it. When are you going to have two of the funniest Instagram follows in MMA who happen to be Aussies? Craig Jones, Bam Bam Tuivasa. I've had Bam Bam on the show. Craig, I'd love to have. Killishaw is the GOAT. Yes, he is. Does Nate Diaz find his way on an end-of-the-year card with them filling up so fast? No, in my opinion. Tyson Fury's to boxing what John Jones should have been to MMA. His fallen resurgence has been nothing short of phenomenal. In all honesty, it's fair to say John doesn't own his demons like Fury does. Is there a way for John to rise up to the top again? I hope so. He's still pretty young, and he still hasn't taken, the kind of damage that the other people have. But if I'm being honest, no, it's not who you think it is. I'm starting to have some doubts, and I wish him the best. And I really do hope, and I hope that there's no one rooting for this. I hope that there's no one trying to go out there and kick him while he's down. This is serious. This is family. This wives, kids. No good. Ariel, how can Schaub and Big John's sidekick say what they've been saying? In any other sport, there are journalists that have never played the game or had a fight. In UFC, there are coaches that have never fought or walked the walk, as they say, but they're still fighters in corners. Eric Nixick being one of them, giving advice. How can that be true? It can't. It's dumb. Some of the brightest minds in media and in other things have never, quote unquote, walked the walk, yet they're great political analysts, movie critics, restaurant critics. Like, it's the dumbest thing in the world. And again, I have never been, when have you heard me talk about, this kick and that punch and this jab? And when do you hear me talk about the analytics like that? The X's and O's. I'm not that guy. And so this is the only thing that they can have against me. You've never walked the walk. You've never done it before. Okay. And you just figured this out? I've been here 15 years. This is your best shot? Oh, you're banned by the UFC. Oh, you work for someone else. That's your best shot. You work for someone else. What? First of all, most of you jabrones work for someone else too. CBS, Showtime, Viacom. Like, what are you talking about? Are you under some weird false illusion about your place in life? You're getting paid by them. Bellator, get out of here with this nonsense. Hey, Mr. Helwani, in your opinion, how should the unified rules in MMA be changed to better judge fights and fighters? I mean, that is a loaded question, although I do love the fact that Colorado is instituting the open scoring, which I'm very excited about. Is there a legit issue with you and the schmo, or is it more of a gimmick? I don't know if I have the mental capacity to go down that road again. You guys love the media beef. You all claim that you don't want this, and yet all the questions are about this stuff. I have no issues with the schmo. I never did. In fact, I tried to help him. He believed that I gave him a false email address. Any person out there who's ever come up to me, I've never done this. They know that. I give you my email. I respond to it right away. If you write me back, he claims I gave him a fake one. Never happened. I mean, I guess it's a chance that, he wrote down the wrong email. I mean, God forbid. He seems to have taken this as a slight, like I was, big leaguing him. BS. Then he tells me he can't get a shot. He can't get the love. So I give him the contact info for the people here who work at this site. I give him that because I think so highly of this place when I'm at ESPN. And then he comes out and challenges me and says, oh man, you gave me this and you told me that you were doing me a favor and all this. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? I'm trying to help you out. I could have given you some other jabron website. I gave you what I think is and was the best site I helped build with some great people behind it. And that was your issue with me. And so I had to sit back for a year and a half and watch him try to gain some clout off my name and do these little silly videos about me. And then I finally saw him in Cleveland. And I think we hashed it out quite nicely there. Again, I walk into the fire. If I have an issue with you, I will walk right up to you and clear it up. And so I did that. And I think we're in a good spot now. Favorite movie of all time? I loved In the Name of the Father. Billy Madison. Home Alone. The new one is a little. How do you feel about Colorado approving? Love it. The UFC has no rankings for the female featherweight division. Will the winner of Lad Dumont be automatically put in the next title fight? That's a great question. I'm not quite sure. I mean, you have Amanda Nunes fighting 135 December 11th, and then who knows? Kayla Harrison comes around next year. All bets are off. But yeah, I mean, there's just not enough fighters. If I'm Aspen Ladd, I'm staying at 145. There's a quicker path to the title. How soon can we get Tyson Fury back for another interview? I'd love to have him back. In fact, I tried to get him today, but it's tough. I hear that after his fights, he's not as accessible. So let's see. Sean Strickland and Bilal Muhammad. Hey, Bilal doesn't like me for whatever reason. I don't know what it is. It feels like it's rooted in some sort of Israel-Palestine thing. I have no issue with Bilal Muhammad whatsoever. I think he's doing a great job. He's on camera. He's doing his thing. I give him mad props for calling out Strickland, for saying he'd take the fight. I give Gilbert Burns props as well. They're going out. Like, I don't have issues with these guys. Now, sometimes I'll call it like I see it, and I think what Gilbert did to Leon was crap. Look at Marina Rodriguez and what she said about Carla. That's what should have been said. So that would be cool. Respect. With the UFC coming to New York in November, any chance of getting some in-studio guests, possibly a DC and Helwani reunion? Doubt the latter. In-studio would be great. Also, why did it seem like last week you and Brett Okamoto were dueling with breaking news last week? I mean, we're both out there doing the news. Again, I see the questions about Brett. Someone earlier asked me, are we friends? No, we're not friends. We worked together for 3 years, and that's that. And perhaps later on in life, I will divulge more about what happened over there at ESPN because there's a hell of a lot more that I can say. But for now, he does his thing, I do my thing, and, God bless. Of course, you're going to have people dueling for news. I mean, that's just the way it is. All I would ask is for a little respect when someone gets something first. You credit. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. ESPN has their way of doing things. And I've never gotten into the the mud with that stuff, the minutia of that stuff. Everyone does their thing. I believe that there should be a world where all the journalists are getting along and they're all competitive and they're all striving to be the best, but there's a mutual respect there. I don't know if everyone feels the same way as I do, and I bet there's some people out there who don't believe that I believe in this. But I can assure you, heart to heart, person to person, I do believe in this. And there should be a world where we all live in harmony and help each other and support each other, MMA, JA, things like that. I don't know. So to answer the question, we're not the best of friends. We're not, buddy. We're not going out for coffees, and that's that. But I'm not trying to like fight anyone or be like, there are people in this world that you get along with, others you don't, others you're friends with, not friends with. That's it. I know you guys want some big drama show over all of this, but there's not much there. I subscribe for this question, so please don't skip. As you know, not everyone can be a true professional like yourself. What kind of tips and advice would you have for an up-and-coming journalist? Work hard, be professional, work even harder, reach out to people, cultivate sources, make contact, do that sort of thing. And then when you think you're not working hard, work even harder. And when you think you've put in the time, put in more time. It takes a long time to get where you want to go. Hello, Ariel. Do you suspect the UFC isn't booking the Nate Diaz-Luque fight because it's the last fight on Nate's deal and it would free him up to box Jake Paul in 2022? This is from a guy named Newman. Is that Nate Diaz? Newman, this segment is called On the Nose. I think you hit it on the nose. I actually think you hit it on the nose. Yes. In a word, yes, I do believe that. And watch Khamzat win, and they're going to try to book that fight instead. Watch. Mr. Helwani, I must admit I only subscribe to this to ask you this question. Okay, because I've been a member since day one, please get a shout out to me, Kola Sikh in Queensland. Respect Queensland, Australia. What do you think of street beefs on YouTube? Not a huge fan. You subscribe to ask that? Really? Any update on Nick Diaz's management team? No. Is Ariel Helwani a people person? No. No one likes me. Remember? Okay, 3 more because I've gone way over time here. I'm sorry. I don't want these to be so long. I need to figure out a way to answer all these questions. Hi, Ariel. Regards from Israel. I don't know if you discussed this, but 2 weeks ago, Dana White responded to all the fighter pay discussions in the press conference. He broke it down quite well and sounded reasonable. Was wondering if you saw that. I did discuss it. It was apples to oranges. 2 different cards, 2 different revenues, 2 different sets of fighters. I know a lot of people are asking me about Luis Pena getting released and not John Jones. Listen, I'm not going to get into all of that. It would be nice if it's a hardline stance for everyone. We know that's not necessarily the case. But again, I don't want to root for someone to lose their job. If someone deserves to, then that's the case. But like, one would hope that they're looking into it the same way they looked into Luis Pena. They deem Luis Pena should be released. One would hope that they would go out and look at the same, details regarding anyone else's story and background and arrest, whatever, controversy. And it doesn't matter how big of a star they are, they will come out and do the same. You would hope. Historically, that hasn't happened. And so now I was wondering how they would deal with this one because you release Pena, the UFC doesn't really care what we say, what we do, all that stuff. But now you're putting yourself in the proverbial hot seat because people want to see how you're going to respond to Jones. So let's see how it plays out. By the way, shout out to MMA Bobblehead for this new Daniel Cormier bobblehead. Dave Manley, the man. Okay, last one. Did Cesar Gracie reach back out to you? No. Bellator prediction for October 27th. That's Fedor, right? Fyodor. Give me one good one. Go one good one to say goodbye. To the CEO, what's your rating of the amazing Showtime special You'd Be Surprised? Will it be P.F. Chang's official comedy special? I heard that each menu order will get a free VHS of its recording. Beast of a podcast, though. Never met it. I think that's a great. I think I already get 1.7, 1.6. Never seen it. We won't get into all the questionable. I know the doctor that he was talking about, and he don't sound like that. I'll tell you that much. Not at all. One of the nicest people I've ever met in MMA. And so again, in conclusion, We end this right now. You don't even have to do anything. You don't have to just end it. Or you could come out and apologize once and for all. The worst thing you do is continue to think that you're getting over on me. Continue to do these little stupid bits next to the dude that pretends like he doesn't know what's going on, but really does know what's going on, and all the other jabrones. And then we keep this going. So it's, ball in your court. Great show. Thank you very much to everyone who stopped by. Thank you very much to everyone